All right, so if you're finding that your washing machine isn't washing the clothes as well as it used to, or poorly at all, check to see if your agitator spins freely like this. When you do this and the agitator's good, the whole tub should move with it. Okay, if it just spins freely like that and the tub doesn't move, then this agitator is going to be stripped out. All right, so this is the old agitator. And if you can look down inside there, let me see if I can zoom in. If you can look down inside there to the very back, there's supposed to be splines. See if I can get the sunlight in there, maybe that'll help. Alright, so there's supposed to be splines in the very bottom. But if you can see in this picture, the splines are gone. Now, when I first took this out, when I first had the problem, there was one little thin ring of splines still there. So I wasn't sure, you know, if it was stripped out, because I'd never done this before. And I was able to get a little bit extra life, maybe 1 or 2 extra washes out of it before it completely stripped out, by adding some washers to lift up the entire agitator, maybe a ½ inch or 1/4 inch. And so I continued to use the washer while I was waiting for the new part to be shipped to me. So if you look inside there, the splines are completely gone now. And the new one looks like this. Let's see if I can get focus there. So if you look down in there, you'll see that it's fully splined on the inside. And so that's how you can tell if yours is bad or not. If you look in there and the splines are missing anywhere from where it starts splining to the top, then it's stripped at least partially. So this old one here needed to be replaced. All right, so here's the washer with the agitator removed. If I install the new washer, or I'm sorry, the new agitator as is, you can see that when I turn, the tub turns with it. However, notice that when I barely move this, there's a little bit of play in there. That little bit of play will cause those splines to wear out over use. So what I'm going to do is to get some Teflon tape, and wrap a layer around the splines on this. This is actually probably needing to be replaced, but I don't know. This is an old washer. I don't want to put the money in it to replace this shaft. So I'm going to use it, but I'm going to put a little Teflon tape in there to try to remove that little bit of slack, you know, that little bit of play that's in there, and hopefully that'll keep the splines from wearing out. So we're going to try that and see how it goes. Okay, so I just put a generous amount of Teflon tape around that. I'm going to put the agitator on there to see if that didn't take some of that slack out of there. Can't really tell. Well, it won't hurt anything to have it in there. Maybe it'll help those splines last longer. We're going to go for it. So this is kept in by a single bolt, and it's got a 1/2 inch head on it. So let me put that in. Okay. Let's see if I didn't cross-thread that thing. It feels like it's going in. Now, when I removed this, I had to use a impact wrench to get it out. It would not come out because you have to grab the drum and hold it in place, and it's just very difficult to do and have enough strength to break this loose. It was on there pretty tight, probably from rust and such. The way I'm doing this now, I'm only going to really kind of hand tighten it. I'm not going to bear down on it because it really doesn't need it. So let me finish tightening this up. Feels like it's probably about as tight as I want to go anyway. I might be able to get a little bit more. All right, that ought to do it. Check to see how that feels. Oh, actually, it's got a lot of play, so I need to tighten that up better. I might have put the bolt in wrong. Let me see if I can get that corrected. All right, so I've got it on there good and snug. There's a little bit of play in it, but that's okay. Should be just fine, just about as good as new, I guess. To get to that bolt, you have to remove, it's either going to be a cover or it's going to be this softener dispenser thing. So that just snaps in like that. Getting that off is harder than putting it back on. So keep that in mind when you work on these. That first thing is you'll have to be able to get that off of there, and you really have to pull on it hard. Well, at least in my case you did. Well, I got it back together. I think we're in good shape. Thanks for watching.